Fashion is not about utility. An accessory is merely a piece of iconography used to express individual identity.
And it's pretty.
That too.
Greetings, and welcome to another edition of Seamless Style, powered by Politics and Polaroids. I'm your host, Mr. Parker. All right, so this episode could be classified as a dopeness episode, but I'm not going to do that. But once we delve deep into this episode, you'll understand why it could be considered a dopeness episode, because the meaning or the meaning behind this episode is so vast when it comes to the world of Ralph Lauren. So we're going to discuss iconography. What is iconography? It has a lot of definitions. I say we just look it up. All right. Iconography. In the fashion world, we can spot iconography through religious, pop culture symbols, and brand logos. So when we're talking world of Ralph Lauren, brand logos, because it's more, obviously we know, it's more than just the polo player. Now that's the most popular, that's the most recognized, that's the most known logo of the brand. But we as collectors, aficionados, fans, whatever you would categorize yourself to be, we know that there are way more logos, brand logos, in the world of Ralph Lauren than just the polo player. Fashion never fails to surprise us. What appears on the surface usually has a bit more irony behind it. From the early ages, religious symbols have been a key example of iconography. Now, what is the purpose of iconography? Iconography in the context of art refers to the images and symbols used in a work of art. So, images and symbols used in a work of art. Now, art is always up for interpretation. Can't speak for you guys, but for me, fashion and style is definitely art. And just like with the more layman term of art being sculptures or paintings, some art you like, some art you don't. Some art is fantastic, some art is completely garbage. It's all up for interpretation. It's all up to the person that's looking at the potential art, right? For me, fashion and style is art just as much as music, just as much as painting, just as much as sculpting. Fashion and style to me is completely art. Now, the same way art can be amazing or art can be trash, maybe you can look at it like if you see a guy put together an ensemble and you're like, ew, that is terrible. That doesn't look good. It's the same thing. Another gentleman puts together an ensemble, you're like, yo, he killed it. He nailed that. Either way, they're both art because they open for interpretation. Some things that I might see somebody put together that I think are completely horrible, you might love. It's all up for interpretation. Now, iconography is the symbols or visuals used in the art. So this particular sweater could be considered a work of art depending on the person. Plain sweater, right? Crew neck, beautiful olive hue, ribbed, crew neck ribbed, right? You add the iconography to the piece. You add the icon, the symbol, the visual, which is the polo bear. Changes the entire outlook. Now, there may be a few Neanderthals out there that still feel like, man, I'm not wearing a bear on a sweater. Okay, no problem. So to you, the sweater, this piece of art, may not be all that. But then to someone else, this may be a beautiful piece of art, thanks to the iconography of this particular symbol placed on this sweater, right? Also, iconography in painting, and this is very interesting to me. Iconography in painting talks about layering, and for some artists in the painting genre, layering colors and paints can be difficult, is what I read here, right? Now, isn't it funny that, or isn't it ironic that that is one of the biggest hurdles that men and women, but this is a safe space for men, but men and women, that's one of the biggest hurdles trying to conquer when you become invested in fashion and style, is the layering aspect. Like, I'm not sure how to layer, or what should I put with this, or how, right? So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to show, I'm going to do 2 rigs, and we're going to show the layering aspects, and we're going to use pieces that, if it wasn't for the visuals and the symbols added to those particular pieces, that these particular pieces of art could be just considered, oh, that's nice. That's a nice blank. That's a nice whatever. That's a nice jacket. That's a nice sweater. But then when you add that symbol, when you add that visual, and you layer it properly, you have a work of art. All right? Iconography. Without any further ado, y'all ready? Me too. Let's go. Okay, so for this look, we have a go-to look. Standard, preppy, ivy look. More southern prep than northern, slightly. Depends. If you're down south, you may see this more often than not on gentlemen just out and about. Northern prep, this would be more so for like something at the governor's mansion, governor's club, the Victory Cup polo tournament, something of that effect. You probably wouldn't see this necessarily on Madison Avenue unless somebody worked for Ralph Lauren or something of that effect. But this is a great look. These are Nantucket Reds. We haven't been able to really wear Nantucket Reds. I haven't, because of the pandemic. So we've been in the house during the spring and summer months. So we haven't been really able to wear Nantucket Reds. I have about 4 pair, and this particular pair came with inner buttons for braces. So I put those on with the Madras braces, all right? Because grown men don't wear suspenders. Okay, so nice, beautiful necktie here. Green, forest green with your Griffin crest. Something to just complement the braces as well as coordinate with the Nantucket Reds and this beautiful spread estate collared dress shirt, French cuff with the Rugby Ralph Lauren green and pink striped cufflinks here. I was sitting here, I was stuttering because I'm sitting here thinking of which sorority is that. But anyway, so yeah, nice look. Now, what would this look need to be complete? Probably the first thing you went to was a navy blue blazer. Hopefully you went to a navy blue blazer with gold buttons. And you're absolutely correct. A navy blue blazer with gold buttons would be a great look to finish this off. You could do double-breasted or regular traditional navy blue blazer. But gold buttons would be perfect. You can do the black button Ralph Lauren one if you want to. No problem. You just, it's just those gold buttons they hit different. They hit different. But that would be a great look. However, what would be an even better look? I'm not going to say better. Let me take that back. What would be just as good of a look and would keep you a bit warmer if you was to do something like this right now for whatever reason, and that will of course depend on where you are. If you're in one of the majors, New York, Chicago, something to that effect, you probably can't do this right now. It's just too cold. But if you're down this way, you can get away with this with the proper jacket or coat. What I would do is I would pull out a navy chino sports coat. Chino, that twill is a little bit heavier than those traditional navy blue blazer with gold button. That wool, the chino twill is a little bit heavier. Also, because these are sun-dried Nantucket Reds, that worn-in look of a chino blazer probably going to just pull it off just a little bit better. Plus, I went with brown loafers that have the crest on the vamp right there by the tongue, and that whole look with a navy blue chino blazer, chino sports coat is just a better look for this particular ensemble and for potential temperatures than a navy blue blazer with gold buttons at this time. All right, so let's put a navy blue blazer. Let's put a navy chino sports coat on this bad boy right here. See, I didn't do a traditional, regular, plain Jane navy blue chino blazer or sports coat. We talking about iconography. We talking about visuals and symbols that are used in a work of art. This jacket, this ensemble is a work of art. So, what do we have here? We have a Rugby Ralph Lauren chino blazer. We have a we have a Pegasus, a chevron, and an R crest on the left pocket. We have a Madras pattern on the inside of the pocket flap. Coincides with our braces. Right? Some more Madras there, some more Madras there. Oh wait, what do we have here? We have a collar flip under the lapel. We have more Madras. We have the Skull and Bones arch, gold and navy iconic logo of Rugby Ralph Lauren. So wait a minute, we're not finished. So this particular coat is a surgeon's coat. Some people call it a doctor's coat. That's when the buttons are actually functional on the cuffs, on the sleeve. When you unbutton these buttons, not only do you get some more of that same Madras trim here, but you get rugby, a game of gentlemen. What y'all want me to tell you? What you want me to tell you? There ain't really nothing else to say, man. If you don't think this is art, I don't know, go to somebody else's channel, because we're making masterpieces over here, buddy. This is next level. You know, somebody, whoever was working there between 2004 and 2014, whoever came up with this, I'm gonna step out on a limb and say they probably no longer work for the company, because let's keep it all the way 100. Creative has not been the most consistent lately in the company, and this is something that you don't come up with this and this on a chino blade. You don't come up with this and not have the ability to be consistent. So whoever came up with this, I'm guessing they're no longer working in creative. I'll say that. Maybe they still work for the company. Maybe they no longer work in creative, because this in itself is a masterpiece. All we did was just accentuate everything. All right, let's do one more, and that'll be it. Now for this particular look, we built around this particular sweater. Now, this is a nice sweater. This is a nice sweater. I want you to pretend that this isn't here, right? This is still a nice sweater. Reason being, because this is a heavyweight sweater. It's wool. It's a Henley, which, you know, that's a crew neck, sliced to the sternum, placard, buttons. But this is a Henley sweater. So it's not like a Henley t-shirt that may be V'd at the side, or maybe has no ribbing or whatever. This is a sweater. It's ribbed in the sleeves, heavy wool, but it's cut into a Henley. So it's already unique. All right. But then you throw on this beautiful collegiate R with the 04 for 2004 when rugby started, and this beautiful actual leather football here, or rugby ball. That in itself is this is the icon. This is the iconography of this particular work of art. But they didn't stop there. On the sleeve, you have your cream collegiate stripes, and you have a green and creamed star on the sleeve. You also have shoulder padding, diamond quilted shoulder padding, to give it a more athletic look to the sweater, right? So that in itself makes this a piece of iconography, and make to complete or accentuate this work of art, which is a Henley wool sweater. All right. So then we just paired it with a pair of Smallwell slim fit corduroy pants in wine. We brought out an oldie but goodie, sun yellow, burnt orange, hues of green, hues of blue, Chaps Ralph Lauren sports coat. Vintage piece. You can tell by the wide lapels on it and the fact of the tag that this is a vintage piece, and it's one of my go-tos when I want to, you know, just kind of flex muscle a little bit. Iconic club collar dress shirt by Rugby Ralph Lauren, white collar with the tartan pattern. Brought out the bow tie in wine, green with white stripes. Finished this off with your favorite pair of brown loafers, tassels, pennies, whatever. Just your favorite pair of worn in yet, you know, still in great condition loafers to complete the look of this vintage iconic layering piece of art. All right. This is something that you could wear anywhere. You can wear this from anywhere, from running errands to on a casual date with your significant other, hanging out with the boys, whatever you need to do. This is gonna put you where you want to be as far as a Ralph Lauren guy. And again, like I said, with the layering, the proper layering, the iconic logos, and just the pieces, the way everything's been put together, it's a work of art. Only thing that you could add to this that wouldn't ruin the ensemble is pocket square. So do a solid wine. You could do a hue of green. It doesn't necessarily have to be forest green. Long as I wouldn't do lime, but if it was a Kelly green or a slatish greenish blue that would complement the coat as well, you could do that if you wanted to. I kept it simple, didn't want to do a pocket square. I just wanted the jacket to be the jacket so that the sweater could still stand out and pop on its own. That's another episode in the books. So, the word for today, gents and ladies, was iconography. We delved deep into the definition. We explained the meaning of the word and how it's used in the art of style. We showed two rigs and showed how the visuals and the symbols elevate the pieces into art that was able to conform and create the piece of art, the finished product that is an ensemble. You know, maybe it's deep, maybe it's overkill, who knows? Again, art is all about interpretation. And I'm so deep into fashion and style that I consider it art. I consider it an art form. I consider myself an artist. If you look at my Instagram, that's my title. Some people have bloggers, some people have entrepreneurs, some people have entertainer. I actually have artist as my title because I consider myself an artist. And sometimes artists put out these great masterpieces, the Sistine Chapel, Mona Lisa, dogs playing poker, whatever. And sometimes artists put out or make trash, and maybe you see it, maybe you don't. Right? I put myself in the same boat as far as I'd say more often than not, I create art. Sometimes I put together stuff and I'm like, yo, this is terrible. Y'all will never see it. Because, I'm an artist and I'm sensitive about my shit, like Erykah Badu said. But anyway, get in the comment section and let me know if you consider fashion and style an art form. If you consider being able to layer and having that type of knowledge and skill and ability somewhat of an art form. It's an interesting topic if you ask me. But get in the comment section. Let me know what you thought about today's episode, and let me know what you think about fashion and in particular style being considered an art. All right, hit that like, hit that subscribe, and tell a friend, because we here working on masterpieces, baby. Artists paint pictures. Haters, they paint narratives. So don't be no hater. All right? Y'all have a good one.